Boy, I guess that was stupid because I was going to turn around and do this anyway. Anyway, I'm just going to do it like this. I just wanted to say that today actually was a historic day. You know what? What in the hell? This is so unimportant. It's social. It's the internet. Who cares? Today is an important day. So the reason why I use the picture I use, or not an important day, but a historical day, and I should have just did it anyway. The reason why I use that picture, I'm gonna do this twice. I'm gonna do it on both of my accounts. The reason why I use this picture is because for this account is because obviously Robert Kennedy, the son of JFK, the brother of JFK, actually died 50 years ago today. He was assassinated yesterday. He was 50 years ago yesterday on June the 5th and died the next day, June the 6th. Now, this is the end of a period of time. This is the end of an American bicentennial period of assassinations in particular. And then I guess 1968 riots. I don't know. Would you say that? No, because Martin Luther King died in 1968, and that's when the riots began. So, as far as assassinations, the mainstream assassinations, the four men is now, as of today, it's now been 50 years since they all have died. At least 50 years. Okay? So we had the two brothers, the two white boys that were both Catholics, Irish Catholics from Massachusetts, New Englanders. They're both gone. 50 years in the bucket. 50 to 68, whatever that is. 50 to 60 years in the bucket. And then on the other side, you have another two set of men who were not biological brothers. But I feel, in the historical retrospect, that it feels to me, always did, that they were brothers from another mother. And they're both gone, but that 65 is 60. No, 1968. Martin Luther King died in 1968 too. So that's 50 years ago. So they were not brothers. They were not of the same religion. One was a Muslim, a minister in Islam through the Nation of Islam. And then after he left the Nation of Islam, he was still a Muslim. And he was still a minister too. Basically, that's why he died, to be quite honest with you. He died because he wanted to continue his ministry as an American Muslim outside of the protection of the Nation of Islam. And that's why he died. Let's tell the truth. Allahu Akbar, and all praises be to Allah for the honorable, I'm sure we can say this. Damn, I don't even know how to say his name. El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. I think that's how it says his name. Okay? Formerly known as Malcolm X. The other brother, was a Christian preacher, a Southern Christian preacher. Okay? Not somebody that was educated in the North and was from the Midwest like Malcolm X was and was educated in the daggone North. Okay? Martin Luther King Jr. was a Southern Christian preacher from a line of Christian preachers, and he desired to be a part of the socialist movement in this country. And I said it that way on purpose, socialist. I really didn't even mean economic, political economics or whatever you call that stuff. I just meant the social aspect. Because it's still socialist, because he was became famous because of a boycott in the first place. That's socialist. Okay? In retrospect. So now today marks the ending of a 50-year period where this country, on the mainstream level at least, because I can't think of anybody else that died after Robert Kennedy. On a mainstream level, a 50-year period, actually it's more than 50 years because 63 was the first death. So it's really 55 years. 8 minus 3 is 5. 55-year period of mainstream American assassinations from the presidential level all the way through to the other side of the American experience, or the whatever you want to call it, paradigm, to a man like Malcolm X, who died as El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. So let's say that way. That's from one end of the extreme to the complete other. Okay? That marks the end of this period. What am I saying? Well, basically what I'm saying is that the healing has taken place, at least it's begun. And the forgetfulness and the what do you call that? Amnesia has begun. Whichever part however you want to see it. The healing, in my opinion, from my point of view, from my personal life, and I'm speaking from the experience of through my elders that I was raised by, who were alive at the time, right? Okay. So anyway, that chick be getting on my nerves, Mr. Salkis. She be saying stuff, and she just be pissing me the hell off. Get out of here. She said natural women are low class. Okay. Let's move on. Healing. I said it. Now, I just wanted to say that today is a historical day in American cultural, the dynamic of the American culture. I felt it. No wonder I've been going through the same thing over and over and over and over and over again for years, because we have been through that trauma. And it's so funny that this year is the same year that the North Koreans and the South Korean government had decided to officially end the Korean War. Isn't that interesting? They did it back in April or May, which also was in the was also in the 50s and the 60s. That was in the 50s, I think, the Korean War. And it lasted through, sometime in the 60s, but yeah, I'm talking about American participation, American intervention. So I just had to say that shit is over. All the things that the American people in general, the whole population as a whole, and then the ethnic groups and the nationalities and the minorities and the religious sectors that have been going through in the past 50 years has been a lot. When you break it up and you say, well, the black community's been going through this. Black Muslims been going through the black community, right? Let's just, when I talk about American people, I really talk about black people. I'm sorry. Fuck the white folks. They had their own experience and they had their own issues. So now this, and whatever correlates and whatever coincides. We've been through a lot in 55 years. And it's weird. It's crazy how the years compound. It's crazy how the years compound. I really do wonder what the year 1555 really means. Does that mean 1,555 years of oppression? Collective, summatively, summatively. Is that really what it means? And not really, but I should say this is the Mandela effect time of the Mandela effect that we're living in, right? Maybe I shouldn't have put my face on here. It's too late. But I'll turn it off anyway. The time of the Mandela effect. This is the time of the Mandela effect. Okay. The old people called it the Matrix, and the new information is that this is the Mandela effect. Oh, I thought it said 3:30. Oh, it says 3 o'clock. Wait a minute. It said 3:30. Now it's 3 o'clock, right? Those are the effects of the Matrix. And so we've been through a lot in this 50-year period in this country. I'm not even talking about another parts of the world. I'm just talking about in this one country. Just in this one country alone. Damn, if I was smart, I would have put this on. This is Aerial America. I was wrong. I shouldn't have put my face. This is Aerial America, and the episode is on Idaho. I love this show. I don't never watch it, but it's really nice. It shows the beauty of the United States of America. All 50 states. They got one episode for each state. And all of the American territories, too. So anyway, yeah. I'm not even going to watch a video. I'm not even going to watch a video. The person responded saying sorry. I don't know who that is. Anyway, I'm finished. I just wanted to say that. Now, I'm going to post this video on my other account also. I'm sorry I put my face in. I can't help it. I'm using a cell phone. What do you want? I shouldn't have put my face in the video. Anyway, it's 11:55 a.m. Eastern time, so this show is about to go off. There's really nothing here to listen to.
But by then, Idaho had already earned a new title. The site of the first nuclear meltdown in history.
Oh, wow. 3 Mile Island.
In 1955, another team of scientists at the Idaho National Lab...
Since this is a video about the American experience.
It happened in the middle of the night on Sunday, July 17th. That's when engineers at a reactor called Borax-3, which once stood here, flicked a switch and powered the nearby city of Arco with nuclear energy. The scientists kept it a secret for a week before revealing to the residents of Arco and the world that the test had actually happened and had been a success. Today, City Hall proudly displays its moniker, the first atomic city in the world.
Oh, really?
From Arco, the Idaho desert stretches west. But while it may be dry on the surface, deep underground is a watery world called the Big Lost River. When water from nearby mountains reaches this stretch of desert, the porous basalt soil acts like a giant sponge, and the water simply disappears underground. But it keeps moving very slowly south. 200 years later, and 120 miles away, it finally re-emerges in a spectacular display. These are just some of the hundreds of waterfalls known as Thousand Springs Falls outside of Hagerman, where water from the Big Lost River finally appears again, cascading down steep bluffs to join the Snake River below. The water in Thousand Springs Falls is crystal clear and oxygen-rich, thanks to being filtered in volcanic soil for close to 2 centuries. In 1928, Jack and Selma Tinky decided to reroute water from Thousand Springs to their newly built fish hatchery. The clean, clear water proved to be perfect for the fish. And today, hatcheries along this stretch of the Snake River raise 70% of all trout eaten in the U.S. Long before people raised fish here on the banks of the Snake River and built the dams that line it today, this was once home to one of the world's great salmon runs. Every summer, so many Pacific salmon fought upstream to spawn that Native American fishermen could throw a spear just about anywhere to catch a meal. But the fish could only go so far upstream. When they reached this wall of stone, they were left swimming in circles below. It's known as the Niagara of the West, Shoshone Falls. Even in the dry summer season, these waterfalls still cascade down more than 200 feet, making the Shoshone Falls 46 feet tall.
Oh, wait, maybe what happened was this show is not going off. Yeah.
But as the Idaho snow melts each spring, Shoshone Falls is transformed into one of Idaho's great natural wonders. An impressive torrent of water that's best experienced from the air.
It's beautiful. Every state, they got a beautiful episode for every state.
But while the water of the Snake River has carved some of America's most dramatic canyons, it's also given birth to valleys, rich with fields and farms.
Look at that. Look at that bridge.
When summer arrives in Idaho, canola flowers blanket close to 40,000 acres of the state. In 1924, a young farmer named John Richard quit school and went into farming for himself. He leased 120 acres of land and grew potatoes, then reinvested his profits. Business boomed. In the 1950s, Simplot pioneered a method to freeze dry.
Oh, God.